Hey folks, Mike Thomas here. I'm a registered pharmacist turned board certified health coach. Today's topic we're going to dive into is about whether we can incorporate more fruit in our diet and potentially lose weight, or would we gain weight? I've done a lot of research recently, checked it out, and I'm really excited about sharing this information with you. Let's get started. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name again is Mike Thomas. I'm a health coach. Was a pharmacist, but now I'm a practicing health coach. I'm your go-to health coach, specializing in helping people to lose those extra pounds by incorporating more plants into their diet. If you find value in this video, please subscribe. Please share it with others. Your sharing this helps hit an algorithm, which then we can share with a lot of people to help and support getting this information out to help people with their health and wellness journey. I really appreciate it. Also, at the end of this video, I've got an exciting announcement about something free coming down. I think you'll be happy about it. Stick around to the end to hear more. So let's get into the heart of today's discussion. The question of consuming more fruits often comes up with my clients in our conversations, especially in the beginning. These clients usually have a primary goal of losing weight. The big question is whether or not it's advisable to eat more fruit or even a lot more fruit, or should you just hold back from fruit altogether because of the excess calories if you're on a journey to lose weight? That's the question. I'm going to share you the advice that I offer my clients, and I'll back it up with insight and data that'll be in this description of this video. I've also included a little video clip about a physician, Dr. Michael Greger, who knows a lot about nutrition. In this video, he'll share this information with you as well. And in the description of this video, I've got some studies that you can click on if you'd like to learn more about some of the data and information that Dr. Greger shares and talks about. So the advice that I give to my clients is simple. Eat the fruit. There's a number of compelling reasons why you should eat the fruit, and I've got a list here I'm going to read off to you. And those are: fruit is nutrient dense. It has rich phytonutrients, the fiber content, the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, the water and the hydration properties that are in fruit. Regular fruit consumption has also been associated with lower heart disease risk. And of course, not necessarily more importantly, but also importantly to a lot of my clients, is weight loss and how fruit can incorporate to help and support with weight loss. Fruits are typically lower in calories and high in fiber, which makes them an ideal snack choice. By incorporating fruits in our diet, we can ensure that we're getting good vitamins and nutrients with less calories and therefore potentially losing weight. Anecdotally, I've got a client who's, with permission, said that I could share her story. In the beginning, when I started coaching her about 2 months ago, she was struggling with the conflicting information out there about not wanting to get too much fruit because there's going to be excess calories, etc. She also was struggling with sweet or cravings for sweet. So she asked me, Mike, what should I do? Should I not have the fruit? What are your thoughts? Of course, I gave her the message, which was to eat the fruit. Since then, she's made excellent progress and has lost 15 pounds, almost at her goal weight in just 2 months. She's eating a heck of a lot more fruit, and she's also avoiding the simple sugars like candy bars and candies, etc., which of course are not healthy at all. So this has really worked well for her, and it works ideally very well for many of my clients as well. I'm sure you're well aware, but I just want to give you some hard, fast numbers that are a little concerning. In 1950, we consumed about 20 pounds of sugar over the course of a year. Here we are in 2023, so I think the latest data is from 2022. The number is 160 pounds of sugar in a year. And that's not because we're consuming a heck of a lot more fruit. That's because we're consuming the added sugars that are in processed foods. Remember, 57 to 60% of your typical American consumes calories from processed foods. So added sugars is a great deal and a great part of that as well, along with, of course, sodas and the sugary drinks as well. So let's watch a real quick video clip from Dr. Michael Greger, who's being interviewed on the podcast Eat, Move, Rest. In this video, he discusses fruit and fruit intake while he's walking on a treadmill, which is typically how he does a lot of his interviews. Let's roll to the video to see what Dr. Greger says about eating fruit and eating excess fruit.
I think a lot about fruit. We eat a high raw diet, but there are a lot of people who say that the sugar causes aging. And what's the difference? I mean, is between, like, you know, your refined sugars and your unrefined sugars.
When we get sugar in the way nature intended, in whole fruit form, it is very different, has a very different effect on the body. The concern with eating added sugars, these so-called free sugars outside of their cell walls, so you know, something like, you know, corn syrup or table sugar, is because it causes this unnaturally high surge in our blood sugar, which then our body has to suppress with a big surge of insulin, and we actually overshoot and drop too low, and our blood sugars actually drop below when we started out originally. So our body then releases this fat into the blood called triglycerides, which has negative effects, and the cycle continues day after day. When we do the same thing with fruit, we don't get the same effect. We don't get these exaggerated blood sugar spike. We don't get the overshoot. We don't get the excess insulin. We don't get the triglycerides. So when you take people and have, have them drink 3 tablespoons of, you know, corn syrup, you get the exaggerated blood sugar spike. But then if you add some pureed berries, like you get in a smoothie, you puree berries, and added so many berries that added an extra tablespoon worth of sugar.
Yeah.
So now you have 4 tablespoons of sugar. Before you had 3, now you have 4. Guess what? You have less of a blood sugar spike.
Wow.
So the berries actually lower the blood sugar, even though you added more sugar. Why? Because the polyphenols in berries actually slow the absorption of sugar through the intestinal wall into your bloodstream, and the fiber in the berries slows the rate at which food leaves the stomach. So you get this combined effect. That's the way our body should be getting sugar. This actually causes less. So you randomize diabetics, for example, eat more fruit or less fruit. Who does better? Who has better blood sugar control? The ones that were told to eat more fruit. Profile the study in one of my videos. They have people, I think, eating 26 servings of fruits a day. They figured there has to be some upper limit, right? I forget how many like gallons of Coca-Cola worth of sugar they were eating. So 26 servings of fruits a day. And so you'd expect, okay, at that level, you get the triglycerides, you get the liver fat, you get the high blood pressure, all the things you get from over drinking soda or something. No, they only got benefits. So now maybe at 27, shit goes bad. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, but no. Fruit is one of the healthiest foods we possibly eat. In fact, that's how we evolved for millions of years, back since the Miocene era. We are frugivorous animals. We eat lots of fruits and leaves and are healthier for it.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
I mean, so many people, you know, ask us, you know, I have a sweet tooth, and people feel this tremendous guilt for having this sweet tooth.
Right.
And it's just, you're not satisfying your body's need for that healthy form of glucose. And I used to be one of those people that I hoarded candy every single place.
She had
in
me
the
hide
house
it
and
when
in
we
the
got
car.
together. She was like, will you take it away so I can't find it?
But my fruit intake, I would have 1 banana and say, oh, well, I've reached my fruit quota for the day.
You're killing me.
But I completely transferred over. And you know, the nice thing is it's a lot more difficult to overeat on fruit than it is like candy and refined sugar foods. Your body kind of tells you when enough is enough. And I think that fiber helps a lot.
Yeah. We make that argument a lot too. I read a book by Doug Graham years and years ago, and he talks about too how fruit is colorful and how fruit is on the trees, and how a lot of these carnivorous animals see in black and white, and how we see in color. And I'm like, you know what? It just makes sense. There's so many things just make sense that's what we want to go for. It's beautiful, it's delicious, and we say eat it all day long.
And same for our kids. Honestly, I don't even think they fully comprehend what candy is, but they love fruit so much that they don't think they're missing out. And
exactly.
So I think delaying those ultra processed foods as long as possible is the most beneficial for your family.
So fruit on. We often recommend people to our friends Robbie and Cyrus with Mastering Diabetes. They're both on diabetics. And they call themselves frugivores. They're fruit-based type 1 diabetic guys, and they're killing it, and they eat so much fruit, it's crazy. So we're always pushing people to them and they're what they've got going on over there, and of course just referring people to your books. We can't wait for the new book. Anything else there?
Your videos. Anytime anybody has a question, like I am certain Dr. Greger has covered it. We love that they're just very like nutrient dense videos that are all, they're very palatable.
Right.
I
And
love it. I love
easy
it.
to digest, yet so full of so much information. So
watching the video, here are some of the statements that I wrote down while I was watching it. When we eat fruit in its natural form versus added simple sugars, we don't get the exaggerated blood sugar spikes. We don't get excess insulin secretions. We don't get excess triglycerides. In one study, they split diabetics into two groups. One group to eat less fruit and the other to eat more fruit. The group that ate more fruit had better control of their diabetes. They did better. And of course, the last big one, which I have in capital letters, is fruit is one of the healthiest foods that we can possibly eat. So there you have it. Eat the fruit. You can find the full video from Eat, Move, Rest in the description link below, as well as information and links about mastering diabetes, as well as the two studies that possibly are what he's talking about, because those are people in those studies that consumed over 20 fruits a day to see the benefits or lack thereof that they received. So those video links are in the description if you want to dig a little bit further. Now, a couple of final points in addition to incorporating more fruit into your diet. As mentioned earlier, I'm a health coach. I help people lose those extra pounds by incorporating more plants into their diet. If you want to learn more about me, please go to coachmikethomas.com. All the information is right there. Also, I've recently created a free 7-day meal plan all about whole food plant-based. It has recipes and links and can help you in your plant-based weight loss journey. This is where I was in 2017 when I started my Plant Strong diet, and I've lost over 30 pounds since then. If you're interested in receiving this free plan, feel free to send me a message or drop your email address into the comments below, and I'll be happy to send it to you. And of course, lastly, if you find value in this video, please share it, please like it, feel free to subscribe. Those are all things that help get this information to other people to help them and support them in their weight loss journey and help them support them for better health and wellness. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.